So, Joe, what are you hearing at this point? We are now 13 hours in.
Yeah, so since we last spoke, the Senate took another vote. This is the second attempt to move these CRs forward that would end the government shutdown. They failed, which is totally expected. We were watching to see whether on the Republican version of this, because there were 3 Democrats last night, 2 and 1 Democratic-leaning independent, who voted with Republicans on this. We were watching to see if that number of 3 had increased at all, if there were more Democrats that this time around were voting with Republicans. That did not happen today. And so what that tells us is that both sides are essentially just as dug in right now, 13 hours into this shutdown, as they were yesterday when they first voted to try and avoid one. So here we are now. We're continuing to hear the same sort of talking points from leadership on both sides. Take a listen to what we've heard so far this morning. This is Senate Republican leader John Thune, again making his case that Democrats' job should be simple, just to move forward on his 24-page simple CR that keeps government funding at the exact levels they are right now.
Chuck Schumer, at the behest of a bunch of liberal, far-left activist groups, has walked his Democrat colleagues into a boxed canyon. There's no way out, folks. There's no way out. This could have been avoided. It's totally unavoidable. And everybody's now asking the question, how does this end? Well, it ends when the Senate Democrats pick this bill up, passed by the House of Representatives, and vote for it.
So no movement there from Leader Thune. He says this ends exactly when Democrats vote for the Republican bill. On the Democratic side, now we're hearing that this isn't going to end until Republicans come to the negotiating table. They are still demanding the health care provisions, that the extensions for the ACA, the Affordable Care Act subsidies, are moved forward, are part of some kind of deal. We continue to hear that from Democrats. And Congressman Ted Lieu, who's among the House Democratic leadership today, made that point again. This is just a little bit of what he said in response to questions this morning.
We are asking Speaker Johnson to bring back House Republicans right now so we can work together to not have this government shutdown. It is now a very bad time to have a government shutdown because we are in a very bad economy. We know that unemployment has now hit near 4-year highs. We know inflation has continued to rise this year. And we just learned today from payroll processor ADP that private sector jobs, which were expected to increase by 50,000 last month, instead decreased by 32,000. Trump's economy is crushing Americans financially.
All right, so still making the case. Now, we should say, in maybe what is just a small sliver of progress here, we were watching the Senate floor and we saw there was a big group of Democrats and Republicans on the floor gaggling, talking to each other. It looked like a serious conversation. And several of the senators who were involved in that had come through just right here. We asked some of them, and they did say it was senators talking about ways out. They didn't give many details, but they did. The Democrats that were in that in discussion talked about how health care was brought up, again, without details, but it did seem as though there was some hope in the senators that came from that gaggle, all of them saying that we've spoken to, that that's what it's going to take to get the country out of a shutdown, is real, honest, genuine discussion between both sides. They feel like they can get it done. Aside from that, both sides are, again, pretty well entrenched in their positions, and so far, no movement from the leaders on either side here.
Still no movement. All right, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.